I would like to welcome our host, Natalia Gutierrez Aramillo, Executive President of Acolgen. She is a business manager. She's a specialist in finance and project evaluation. She has worked as Vice Minister of Mines, Vice Minister of the Interior, and President of the National Mining Agency. Moreover, she has a vast experience in the hydrocarbon mines and energy sector. She was a general manager of the companies Aluvia SAS and Cygnus Project, financial manager of Winchester Oil and Gas, and consultant of advisory services. She has been a board member of ISA and the National Development Financing Agency, and a member of the board of directors of the National Infrastructure Agency. Welcome.
Today, more than ever, I'm proud to preside over an organization like Acolgen, not only working for the energy Colombian sector and the country, but also propitiating these spaces for analysis and reflection that hopefully will be translated in progress for all Colombians. Thanks to the more than 1,000 people connecting to our event, our 13th annual Energy Congress, that had a very interesting and complete agenda and high-level speakers that enriched the interventions and contributed to the sector. To all those of you that participated, thank you very much. My thanks also to the President of Colombia, Dr. Iván Duque Márquez, and the Minister of Mines and Energy, Diego Mesa Puyo, the head of the Regulatory Commission, Jorge Valencia, the head of UME, Christian Jaramillo, and all the collaborators of the national government, congressmen of the Republic, the members of the National Associations Council, the representatives of the academia, the journalists, the media people, the students of Colombia, our sponsors, and very especially the members of the board of directors of Acolgen, the collaborators of companies associated to our association, and the collaborators of the association. We were able to go through a very interesting journey in the electric world, looking at developments in regulatory terms and going deeper into the lessons learned in cases like the Texas case, who experienced, or where an energy crisis was experienced at the beginning of this year, cutting the service of electricity to millions of people, evidencing the challenges that we have and processes like energy transition. The Colombian power sector is a benchmark worldwide because it's one of the most renewable in the world. By having 70% of hydropower, which positions our energy matrix and makes us a model to be followed in terms of reliability. Colombia has never gone off in the last 28 years. In this sense, from our industry, we're always working in order to increasingly strengthen the sector, and so that the generation park and farms will continue developing the country and providing well-being to Colombians. As the main aspect, let me underline that in Acolgen, we're committed to Colombia's energy transition. Our associated companies represent 83% of the projects allocated in 2019's auction, at a point where, from both private and public sectors, progress has been made to establish the conditions for the entrance of low-emission energies into the matrix. Today, we can see that they're already at competitive market prices. Great news for the sector, great news for the country. Consequently, we must continue working in strengthening the mechanism that has ensured an ongoing and permanent provision of the service, our reliability-based charge. In this sense, we have been working on a proposal for updating that will make it possible to massively incorporate more renewable generation together with the other technologies that would reflect in benefits for the end consumer, as well as in efficiency and prices. The juncture coming from the COVID-19 pandemic evidenced the systemic feature of the world and has represented very big challenges for all industries and companies in their different dimensions, especially the companies in our industry have faced the challenge of having to continue operating in order to guarantee a continuity of service throughout the national territory. And they have done that very well. We can say that our companies have excelled the challenges, ensuring the supply of power throughout the country and protecting the integrity of the collaborators. Likewise, the financial reliefs from the sector made it possible for all citizens to have a firm service of power all the time. Big contributions of our sector to the development of the country and the well-being of Colombians. Precisely because of the circumstances of 2020, in Acolgen, we decided to use the resources that were going to be used for our annual Congress in helping those that help Colombia. At least 50 foundations benefiting more than 140,000 children and elderly received the payment of their electricity bill from Acolgen and the program 6 a.m. Hoy por Hoy in Caracol Radio. I would also like to mention an aspect that is becoming increasingly important in the world today. The mining and energy sector is a pioneer in the building of guidelines for gender equity that will be the roadmap for all entities and organizations that make it up. In the organization, we commit ourselves to equal opportunities. That's why, for almost a year, we've been an active part of the initiative promoting gender equity and best practices in the mining and energy sector, led by the Ministry of Mines and Energy and supported by the Inter-American Development Bank and executed by INSUCO and Core Women. As a woman leading a company, I underline the importance of committing ourselves beyond the drafting of a gender-related policy through constant actions to guarantee equal opportunities in our organizations. From the association, we continue to be committed to giving better opportunities for all. Let me reiterate our commitment to continue working very hard for the progress of the sector and for the development of Colombia, with the firm purpose of generating collective well-being for the country. From our position as an association and out of scenarios as important as the National Associations Council, of which Acolgen became a member in December 2020, we will continue participating in debates of a general interest and topics of our current times that involve us all. At last, I want to pay homage to who used to be the chair of our board of governors and directors. I'm referring to Mauricio Llanos. He left great lessons behind him, and he will forever be present in our hearts. We will miss his vitality, his energy, his opinions, his joy of life. Thank you very much, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you again in 2022. Dr. Natalia Gutierrez, thank you very much for your kind words. Next, we will hear the words from the President of Colombia, Dr. Iván Duque Márquez. Greetings, Natalia Gutierrez, Executive Vice President of Acolgen, and the representatives of the 14 associated companies participating in this Congress. I thank you for the invitation to this space that gathers together companies that represent about 80% of the installed capacity for electric generation in our country. Given the effects coming from the pandemic, we strengthened our commitment to energy transition to take steps towards our economic recovery, not leaving anybody behind. We started our administration with a commitment of exceeding our participation of unconventional renewable sources close to 0.2%. And we're already getting close in less than 3 years to more than 10%. And we will be getting to more than 14% in August of 2022. We hope to come to 1,000 megawatts in this year, 2021, and to move forward towards the goal in 2022 of more than 3,056 megawatts between installed and committed. We've also been able to have a competitive, efficient, and resilient energy system with which we consolidated in 2020 the year of the highest incorporation of solar energy in our country. We are number 25 in the index of energy transition of the World Economic Forum after moving up 9 positions as one of the countries showing the greatest developments and progress towards energy transition, thanks to a dynamic energy sector with increasing perspectives of investment. We have 53 projects, among which 13 solar farms, and with which we have reached 247 megawatts. This, added to the planning and execution of an innovative auction model, allowed us to take a historic leap in the incorporation of renewable energies by ensuring 14 projects, both wind and solar. In this way, I'm happy to say that the conditions for generators and marketers are ready to participate in the third auction of long-term contracts. Besides, in the next few weeks, we will be having a hearing to select the investor that will be building the first system of energy storage with batteries in Colombia and in Latin America. In an innovative manner, we've also made progress in our generation sources, like hydrogen, classified as the fuel of the future by the International Energy Agency. With the support of the Inter-American Development Bank, we'll be presenting a roadmap to position Colombia as a power in the production of green and blue hydrogen, with an exporting vocation for the next 30 years. On this pathway, Acolgen is and continue to be a key partner, a key ally of Colombia, working towards bringing a more efficient, reliable, and sustainable service to the different regions of the country. We want to pay a historic debt with 100,000 families that did not have electricity before. We can tell Colombia today that we are delivering on our promise. More than 50,800 families from different municipalities that have electricity today in their households for the first time. Today, we have 15,900 families that have solar panels at their households, and with the 130 projects that are in the process of being executed, we will be benefiting more than 49,000 additional families. We will continue working and moving forward together, the private and the public sector together, towards a sustainable future for all, thanks to the transformative power of electric energy. Thank you very much.